We are live and it is Tuesday. Hey, everybody. So glad to be here. Hope y'all are glad to be here too. And, I said that we are upcycling. And, that's my name. That's my game. That's what I absolutely love to do. So we are going to talk about it a little bit and give some directions and get some ideas. And, I'm working on a jacket, so I always can use some help. So hello, Rhonda. Hello, Pamela. It's good to see some friendly names and faces. And I hate that I wasn't here last week and I was going to do a live from the retreat, but I will be very honest. We stayed so busy and we were crafting so much. I kind of forgot. I'll be honest. I totally forgot. So I apologize that I didn't do a live from the retreat, but we did post tons of pictures. Jill kept the group up to date on what we were doing, and then we posted some stuff. We had a great time. As always, Christmas in July is always such a fun retreat. We always have such a good time. Some of us are coming back together year after year after year after year. I think this was year 9. Can't remember, but I think it was year 9 that we've done this. So love all the projects and love everything that we did. And I introduced a new craft. So some of us did rug tufting. So that is a new craft that I've just kind of got involved with this spring and had Ron build me some more frames, and I've gotten some more tufting guns. So yeah, it's been a good time. We had fun, and some people found that the guns are a little heavier than what they expected, and you have to put a little muscle into it. So, maybe I'll work out the guns a little bit. So, hello. Yeah, Barbara was there. So it was her first time visiting with us, and she came from Houston. And Amy was there. Karen is saying hello from Manchester. So Karen is a local for me. So we've known each other. So what am I going to talk about? Well, I always talk about upcycling and things that we can do and ways to make changes and that type of thing. So I'm very lucky that a lot of you and a lot of my family know that I really do love to upcycle and I love to make new things. So I saved this to show you it in its original form. So this is the shirt, in its original form, and you can see, and it's from Goodwill, and the tag says $6.29, but it wasn't $6.29. So our local around here Goodwill on Mondays, if things have been there longer than a month, it gets moved and it's $1.29. So this lace shirt was $1.29. And like I said, I leave tags on to remind myself. So I took a pair of scissors, and I'm going to show you what I did. I just cut the whole back of the lace off. So just snip, 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 cut that whole panel of lace off to make it one piece to be able to use it. Well, then I'm going to show you some others. So this, you can tell I left it where you could see. This was a sleeve to a shirt. So I cut all of it apart to have different sections. Isn't that gorgeous? Those leaves and those flowers. So I don't know if this will be an applique piece. I don't know exactly what it'll be. But I've gotten to where instead of just holding on to all of the garment, go ahead and cutting it apart. And that way it's easier to store. Sometimes I'm just snipping off buttons. Sometimes I'm cutting off trim. So my sister-in-law visited me yesterday. So she brought me a whole bag of goodies. So I was sitting there cutting, and snipping off bows. And she brought some things that had some dangly trim, so I snapped it off and I put them in Ziploc bags, and then I saved them for a project. Well, this was part of a skirt. So I cut it, and it was kind of funny because the dress was very risque. I'm not sure. I couldn't figure out how I could have even worn it because it was, unless maybe I could find just the right black slip to go under it. And Do you know how hard it is to find slips these days? People don't even know they exist. They just don't. It was see-through here, and then it had fabric here, and then it went down to a skirt, and like I said, it would have had to been some kind of body shaving kind of idea. So again, but look at that pattern of that. Is that not a gorgeous pattern? So again, not really sure what it's going to be. I have an idea of what's going to be. And I'm going to show you a product, and I'm going to show you a process, and then I'll show you a little video. But first, I'm going to show you some of the things that I use. So these are just, it says on the back, travel spray bottle. These are the little travel spray bottles, and you can see, what do I have on it? Bleach. Please, please, please mark your bottles. That's the first thing I'm going to say. So I have 2 of them. I love using these. One, they're very cheap. You can get 4 of them for $1.25. No, I think it's 2 of them. 2 of them for $1.25. And after a while, you know, I toss them. It's not a big deal. But always mark them so that you don't grab the wrong thing. I have these that I have with hairspray, and then I use a makeup setting spray and all of mine are labeled so that you don't accidentally grab the wrong thing. So these. And then another one, once you've used it and washed it out, that I love these Dawn Power Wash bottles. And you see what it says. Bleach. And then on the top of it, I've even written bleach. So that way I know that this is bleach water. And when I'm saying bleach, I do a ratio, and it kind of depends on the project. And we're going to talk about it. I also have a Windex bottle that I use. The reason I like different bottles for spraying is because they have different mist. So a lot of times having this mist, well, this one really sprays strong and hard, and I love it, to where Windex, you can change the dial. So different bottles, different things. And then I also use some of this, and this is if I'm going to brush something on. And this is a thick gel, and it says clinging bleach gel. So you know what it is. And that one I'm going to use with a paintbrush to be able to brush it on. And Shay, I did see your video that you did, and that was gorgeous. I love how you did the ballerina. So congratulations on that project. It was gorgeous. So I'm going to let you see what I'm doing, and then I will let you see. So let's see. So that way, that kind of showed the process. I tape off the parts of denim that I don't want to spray. And sometimes I tape it and wrap it around. The table that I'm using is a wrought iron little table. It's got 17,000 different colors of paint on it from where I put stuff on it and spray paint outside. It was a table that I had as part of a set. We had a tornado. The glass broke off of the other table that matched it. So I just grab it and throw everything, and I bleach on it and I paint on it, all kinds of stuff. So I tape off the area, and that way it kind of gives me, 1, a guideline of where I want, and 2, so that the bleach doesn't pour everywhere. Next, you saw I just laid the lace on top of it, and I spray. So both of those that I use. If you're doing a large project, your finger will get tired. Pss, 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 pss. I'm just telling you, it'll get a little bit tired. So then you kind of saw the end of it, but when it's wet, it doesn't look exactly the same. After you bleach it, then you're going to want to stop the bleaching process, and you do that with hydrogen peroxide. And you saw I pour it on there. I used to try to spray it, but it's just too much. This is inexpensive. If I waste some, it's not a big deal. And I just pour it on, and that stops that bleaching process. Then I let it get dry a little bit longer, and then I take it inside. I throw it in my washing machine, and I do a quick cycle just to rinse it, to wash it, to get the bleach out. Then I throw it in the dryer. So this is the finish of that jacket that I did. And today, you know, it doesn't have that bleach smell. It's perfect. Everything's good with it. So that, and I'm going to change views just so you can see it under the camera. Let me show different versions. So that way you can see. We have new icons down at the bottom with StreamYard now. So I get to learn something new all over again. Isn't this gorgeous, gorgeous? Look at that. And I absolutely love how it turned out. So this was the original of that pattern. I should have brought it upstairs, but I didn't. So you can see that was the original. And there it is bleached out. And here's a close-up so that you can see some of the other pieces. So can you imagine using this as a bleach? Or how gorgeous this pattern. Let me move that. How gorgeous that is. This may be actually a spray paint over spray. I'm thinking that would look really cool. But you can tell me what you think. So what do y'all think about that? So let's walk through it. Now that I've kind of said what I did, let's walk through it a little bit slower so that you can take notes. So one of the questions is quickly going to be, what ratio do you use to bleach to water? That's one of the first questions. So don't do 100% bleach. Just don't. It's too much. It's too concentrated. It's going to depend on a couple of variables. And that's why, just like you hear me say, test cut, test cut, test cut, I'm going to say research, 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 practice a little bit. So I typically do a 50-50, 50% bleach, 50% water. And I make up a mixture, and I have them, and I put them in little bottles. I put about how much I think I'm going to use for the product, That's, I just put how much, and then I put some in my bigger bottle. That way I use it. Whatever I don't use, I typically will pour in our dishwater as we're doing dishes. That way it's just another way to add, and it's a way to safely kind of dispose of it. After I use these, I empty them. I don't leave bleach water laying around even though I have them labeled. I have a habit, because I'm a crafter, of leaving stuff laying around. It could fall over, it could pour out. But I left one outside in the sun and it swelled up. So that's why I always now take everything in and pour it out. So 50-50 is what I usually do. If it's a really thin denim, and you know what I'm talking about. Some denim, it's just thin, it's cheap feeling. Even if it wasn't cheap, it's just really thin. I would probably do 75% water, 25% bleach, so that it doesn't really deteriorate the fibers of that denim. I always do it on a really sunny, hot day. I never do it inside. So obviously, if it's snowing out, it's going to have to be sunny before I can walk out there to bleach anything. I don't want it in my house. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to have an accident We know I have enough accidents and have to lie or cover up the truth from Ron on things that I've done. We know. I've told those stories. It's all obvious that I mess up sometimes. So a really sunny day works out great, even a sunny afternoon. It can be going into evening as long as it's, there's some sun and it's warm outside-ish. So I spray it. Typically, within 15 minutes, you're going to start seeing some changes to it. I always have a little corner that I'll kind of sneak a peek at to see. And the moment that I'm happy with it, in one fluid motion, I pull the lace off of it. And then you saw I immediately start pouring down my hydrogen peroxide. That hydrogen peroxide neutralizes it, stops the bleaching process. Then I let it doesn't have to get solid dry, but I do let it sit out there and kind of dry a little bit. Then I bring it in. I don't put anything else with it unless I have some towels that I'm not worried about, that I care about. I throw that in and I do a quick wash just because I don't want it agitating and soaking around a lot. I just want to do a quick wash and then I dry it. Then typically after I've let it sit, then I'll go back through and let it do a full wash. It's two things that I have found. So I'm telling you from my own mistakes. Make sure that you hydrogen peroxide it, because if you just take the jacket inside and then go to wash it, it's just going to wash that bleach around and you don't have a design anymore. You don't. I like doing that quick wash because I feel like it quickly gets the bleach out of it, sets it, then I dry it so that it doesn't, just in case I didn't neutralize it enough, which I haven't done, but I always do worry about that. So again, those are things to make sure to be, safeguarded outside, making sure that you are very cautious with bleach. Some people, bleach kind of bothers them breathing wise. To me, I love the clean smell of bleach mixed with water, so it doesn't bother me. I like that kind of, I feel like the area is cleaner because it smells like bleach, even if it's not. But be very careful. So when I do bleach clothes, I hope that my neighbors don't see me, because I typically have a tank top on and a pair of sweatpants that have been cut off into shorts that have 4 different colors of paint on them. And I usually have on flip-flops or I'm barefooted, just so I don't spray my black on clouds with bleach. Those things can happen. So just take it from a friend, giving friendly advice to wear, barefoot or white shoes or something that you don't mind. But those are just helpful hints. I tend to always have stuff, you spray, you get some on your hands, and then I wipe down my pant leg. And then I remember, oh, that was bleach. And then suddenly, so that's why no matter what, when I went to the store, I had on a long black skirt, beautiful black skirt, came home, quickly took that off, folded it, and put on, like I said, their sweatpants that have been cut to shorts. When you're doing Clorox gel, I typically will squirt it into a Dixie cup and I mix a little bit of water with it. It's not 50-50 typically, because this is a little bit diluted, but I kind of want it to be thick. I use a foam paintbrush. Typically, I've used a stencil, and I'm going to paint that on so that it doesn't bleed underneath. If you're doing a t-shirt, if you're doing something that you're worried about it bleeding through to the front, then take a cardboard box, some, I am always repurposing. We all know I get a zillion things from Amazon. So I cut those boxes into pieces and I use them for crafting. So I use them for jigs on my laser. I use them for all kinds of things. So I find a piece of cardboard and slide my t-shirt or my sweatshirt on it. And then I use bleach on those. Same thing with jeans. I put stuff in between it so it doesn't bleed from the front to the top back. So that is the process. So tell me now, because I have a question because I'm not finished. You've seen the back, and I think the back is gorgeous. I may do a little bit of, adding some. At first I thought I might try hand painting a little bit, but I'm not a hand painter. So I might get my other bottles and do some pastel colors and just spray and do like a tie-dye blend. So that's my choices. I could try to do a little bit of hand painting or tie-dye kind of with spray bottles. So now at the back, I'm thinking I only want to do the panel, this piece, just that inset. So tell me, what do y'all think I should do? Should I just do the inset? Should I do this up here? It'll have some bling, Karen. You know me. It'll have a little bling. So tell me, what do you think? How should I add to the front? Should I do the pockets? The only thing I don't like about just doing the pockets, they fall right here at your boobs. Sometimes not a good look. So what do you think? Up here or through here? Or both? Here. So pocket top. And then do this. So Jill likes the upper, some like both. I'm thinking both. And this will have embroidery going across back here. That'll be kind of embroidery. But that way, you know I love my denim jackets, and I love to share with you. And I keep trying to build my YouTube, so I'm going to say it one more time. Please, 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 if you have not subscribed over on my YouTube channel, please do. And please invite 5 of your friends. Tell them I don't spam them. I don't do anything. I just do a live, but I am trying hard to build that so that I can use that platform, because Facebook is making it more and more difficult. So for those of you who are watching me on Facebook, I appreciate it very much. And I will always try to stream to here first, stream to both of the platforms, but Facebook does make it a little more difficult. Just like I have to turn around and share it into the group because they've made it a little bit more difficult. So please go there. And I'm not sure about the sleeves because I tend to not like a lot on my sleeves, because if I embroider it, I have to take it apart a lot of times. And some seams aren't as easy to take apart to be able to embroider on it. So we'll see. We'll see how I end up doing it. But as usual, I say thank you so much for joining me on my lives. And I love being able to get advice and help on a project. I will finish it tomorrow afternoon, more than likely, because we're supposed to have a little bit of sun. And I'll run out during lunch and try to do that so that I can finish that part. And then I'll be posting it. And I do have a serger. I'm not very good with it, but I have friends that are. So tell me what I need to do with my serger. Do tell me. And for those of y'all, Ron did bring me my coffee early. He's not downstairs watching for a change. He's mowing the yard. So as he gets close to my window, you can hear him. And if you didn't see my post on Caesar North America, right now you can find cute straw toppers and, everywhere. And Jennifer got me the cutest ones because she knows I love Snoopy, but she knows I love Woodstock. So look, this is a Caesar weeder. Those straws toppers fit so beautiful on there. And now it won't fall to the floor because it stops it from rolling around. Is that not the cutest thing in the whole wide world? And look, I have a Snoopy one also. So let's see. Our advice is a very cheap payment for having a window on your process. You could cover stitch it if your serger has that capability. I do have a cover stitch. And Carrie, thanks for reminding everybody to like the video, that it does help spread the word. And Carrie, I saw that you're going to be joining us on the Crafty Cruise, so can't wait to meet you in person. And some of the people that are here, they will be joining us also. And Teresa, I'm so glad your granddaughter would wear that. You know, I will wear that. And you know I will wear that. And I'm really excited about how that pattern. So the next time when you go to Goodwill, I bet you'll look at things a little bit differently. Because do you think, y'all know me, in a million years, and I mean a million, would I ever wear something like this? No, that's a negative. But for $1.29, that's some gorgeous. And this, I mean, this is some really, really soft, nice. Love the way that they did. It's a nice lace. And, you know, I'll finish cutting it apart. But I knew that I was going to use it, so I wanted to show you it in its true form and how I cut stuff apart. So the next time you're at a thrift store, don't always look for things that are your sizes, because we tend to look everywhere, because there may be, Jill, cover your ears, there may be something that's ugly purple that you wouldn't wear, but you'll use that fabric for something. So I am constantly cutting stuff apart, and I have that in bins. Take it from me, don't keep the whole shirt if you're not good. Just get home, cut it apart, throw the other stuff away, fold it, put it in a Ziploc bag or however you want it to be stored, because it just saves time. And look at buttons, look at ribbons, look at trims. I bought an ugly, and I mean it is such an ugly jacket. It didn't even make it home, to be honest. I cut the buttons off, stripped it for the fabric, and then the rest of it, I take a lot of my remnant fabrics to our local dog shelter, animal shelter, veterinarian, and they put those in as for bedding pieces. So that way, at least I'm prolonging until it goes to a landfill. So that's a way to kind of drag that out. Pink is the best color. I agree. And don't be nervous, Carrie. Everybody has a first cruise sometimes, and what better way to have a first cruise than a bunch of people that are going to end up being your friends and family. See, and Karen, tell her that how easy and how much fun it is to cruise. I love it. I love getting to do what I do. So everybody, y'all have a great night. It's Taco Tuesday here in Tennessee, so Ron's going to finish mowing the yard. We're going to go grab some tacos, and I will see y'all again next Tuesday. And some of you I may be seeing next Thursday, because I will be in Wellington, Kansas at Beehive Quilt Shop, and we are going to be having some fun together. So y'all have a great night, and I'll see you next week. Bye, gang.